everyone! So, I bought 6 tree skirts recently for this very project. I'm going to make a dress out of tree skirts. And I do want to say that the tag says spot cleaning only and indoor decorative use, which technically will be used for. Now, one tree skirt is not enough to wrap around my waist, so for the skirt portion, I take off the Velcro on the tree skirts and sew 2 of them together. Once I have the Velcro out, I just put them right sides together and quickly run them through my sewing machine after I pin them. Now it's able to fit around my waist, and I'm essentially wearing 2 circle skirts. So it's very full, and it needs some decoration, and excludes the angelic glowing. It was just washing out in the light. I take some ribbon and start gathering it. I don't know how to gather on my sewing machine, and I tried, but I couldn't do it, so I just do it all by hand. I was using a spool of ribbon that had 20 feet on it, and I thought it would be enough to get me through. It was not. I need a lot more. Once I sewed the ribbon on, it barely got 1/4 of the way through. I went back to Michael's to get 2 more spools of ribbon, because that was all I had. If they had more, I would have gotten more, because this didn't end up being the right amount to finish the dress either. I cut them into short lengths to make them more manageable, then just pin them to the fur part of the dress, right sides together, and sew them up. Now, since Michael's didn't have any more of that gold ribbon, since I think it was too close to Christmas, I have this gold fabric from my jester costume that I'm going to use instead. It's the best I got. So I fold it in on itself, gather it up, then sew it on too, and then I iron everything flat. For the shirt portion of the dress, I take another tree skirt and cut the fur trim around it so that cutting out the pattern will be easier. Also, I saved this fur trim so that I can use it for this project and also later projects. Now, the lining and the outside are not connected, so I have to be mindful when pinning. I first cut the dress into 4ths so that it will actually fit on my desk. Then I take my shirt pattern. If you don't know how to make a shirt pattern, I literally just traced a shirt onto a paper bag to make this, but you could also just trace the shirt straight onto whatever fabric you're using. So yeah, that's a pretty easy way to make patterns, and it's basically the only way I know how to make patterns. As I cut them out, I also sew the lining to the outside, and then I sew the 2 front pieces together. Then I put both sides together at the shoulders, and make sure you do not sew the back up. We're going to put a zipper in that. And I take 2 lengths of ribbon, which actually turns out to be 3, and sew them all together like that, then gather it up the middle. This is going to go on the front portion of the dress. Then I gather up some more of the gold fabric and sew it on to the front like this. Once I got that, I attach it to the front of the dress. It is a bit longer than the actual piece is, but being longer is always better than being shorter. Then I take some of the fur trim from earlier and attach it to the collar. I did end up hot gluing a bit of it because it started coming undone because I cut it shorter after I sewed it on, so that was a mistake on my part. Then for the sleeves, I'm going to use one tree skirt per sleeve, and pinning it on was pretty tricky since it's kind of the opposite way that sleeves are made. But I got it on and got it sewed up, and then I had to film this on my bed because the dress was so big, and I fold it in on itself, making sure it's right sides together so I can sew up the sides. Then just attaching the skirt to the dress. Wait, no. Attaching the shirt to the skirt. Yeah. Then I sit it up on my desk, and I figure it needs a little more decoration because with just the ruffles, it's still a bit plain. So I bought this 1 pound bag of pearls, and I start sewing those on. I sew them on into a belt first. The bag came with 4 different sizes of pearls, so I was able to get some good variety. The only real problem I encountered when making and wearing the dress is that since it's made of tree skirts, it is very, very heavy. Although I did only end up using 5 out of the 6 tree skirts, so I guess it could have been much worse. But yeah, whenever I take it off after filming, I felt like a weight had been lifted off of me. Then once I got that on, I sew on little clusters of beads right under the belt. And after that, I sew little clusters that are separating and then single pearls around all the different clusters. And I used about half the bag for that. And then the dress is done. The dress is very, very flowy and heavy since it's made completely out of tree skirts. I had a lot of fun making this, and I hope you enjoyed watching. See ya!